Okay, I'm going to take this and put it.
Hey, well, good evening. Good evening. We haven't seen you guys for a while. Hey, Eva, what's new?
Hello. Yeah, I am still alive and well and living in Argentina.
Oh my gosh, how is it over there across the water?
No, Argentina? Well, no, that's South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that
Yeah.
would be across the water. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard it's not a very good place to live, but it's an old saying, alive and well and living in Argentina.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Argentina is all about, but
yeah. So you were just about to give me some good news. What's the news that you were just about to give me before we went live?
The news is next week, hopefully on Tuesday, they're going to come and do an analysis, and I will probably have 5G.
Awesome. Yay!
Yeah.
Welcome to 2022.
Well, I smart here. The unfortunate part is it's smarter than I am.
Yeah, but you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. That way the viewers don't have any problems at all for seeing you or actually hearing you.
It still be satellite, but they've improved the towers. They upgraded the towers, and they were looking for people to upgrade with. Well, earlier this fall, they went through and put fiber optics. Well, found out the company that did it cost $99 installation, $99 a month, which is not, it includes everything. I think we can do everything with it. So I called my provider. They are willing to help. They're going to no service call on this. Anything needs to be updated will be updated at no cost. And for $48 a month, we will be getting our stuff.
Awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Again, you're going to love it. So yeah.
We'll be doing things. And I have to tell you, this is so cute. The gentleman that was helping me, and I have to say the that we are with has always been most helpful, most wanted to work with us and teach us what we need to do anyway. So I was talking to this gentleman as well. We will put it all together and do a Hail Mary on it, and something about a Hail Mary, and it should work. And I said, fantastic. I hope it does work because I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
He laughed and laughed and laughed. In the background, I heard somebody say, "Why are you laughing?" So I guess that's a joke that's going to go around.
Hopefully it does. So yeah. So with myself. So for those that don't know about me, I've been let go from the company, though I'm kind of happy though I've been let go, but kind of not. But comes Wednesday, I have another interview, so hopefully I land this job and go from there. But yeah, some great tragedy has happened actually to my personal family. I don't want to get into details with it. So for the people that I reached out to earlier this morning, let you know the person is stable. The person is actually in the hospital. But yeah, so Eva, tonight's topic.
Yes.
All right. What do you think about tonight's topic? For those that don't know, maybe Eva can sort of let you guys know what tonight's topic is going to be about.
The self-image that we have of ourselves.
Yeah.
That's redundant. Um, oh, how can I say this? It wasn't until I took the spiritual path that I let the self-image go. It doesn't matter anymore. It's inside. It's your soul, your heart, your actions. It's not how you believe yourself anymore. It's how you feel about yourself. The physical doesn't count. And many years, starting in grade school, I was always chunky. I've been chunky all life. Or my friends, no, you're just cuddly. I thought that was a nice way to put it. And I had been made of, I had been made, I had been, there was a lot of jokes. And it took me a long time and the individual to help over that. And I consider these kids need to have kind of person standing there. You've got to go, but you do it right, because kids are some of the meanest people on earth. I mean,
Yeah.
they make some dictators pretty good. I'm kidding. But your self-image is something that you can't look at the physical side. You have to look at the inside. And I'll kind of let it go there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's true, because growing up though, for myself though, there was one guy. I don't mind mentioning his name, because he doesn't walk on Turtle Island anymore. His last name was Jaeger. He used to bully me big time. He used to say, "Well, hey, what happened with your face? Your face was actually smashed in with a transport truck, all this and that." So he was my biggest bully throughout elementary school. Years later, I ran into his brother at an event. I knew his brother was his brother, but I tried to avoid myself. His brother came up to me and said, "Hey, Chris, just to let you know, I do apologize with how my brother was treating you when we were all younger." But the thing though is, nowadays, like what Eva said though, is kids nowadays are the worst. I don't know where kids are getting this stuff from. We always need to be able to grow stronger. It doesn't matter if you're a Karen, it doesn't matter if you're large, it doesn't matter about anything else. All right, we got to get our light to shine brighter. All right, who cares what the outside looks like? It's the inside that counts the most.
Like I had a friend who said, "It's not the jar, it's who you are."
Yeah.
And I've held on to that. That's kind of a little mantra. It's the jar, it's who you are. I don't have much of in fact, I have no background in psychology. And I don't know what to say to kids that are the bullies. But then again, what do you say to the kids who are bullying? Listen, you little snot, you keep that up, beat it out of you. That doesn't work. Come on.
Yeah.
Because I also believe that violence begets violence. And so you can't do it that way. I mean, you do. And I don't know what the atmosphere in Canada is like, but here in the States, we had an individual who was president of the United States who I'm can't think of the right word. He made it so that being mean, being hateful, being vilifying people, that's okay. It's all right. And that's not the way I was brought up. And I think part of it, I think that's a key there. The way kids are, they're not brought up with any kind of morals, any kind of ethics. You look at some of these kids and you catch them in the act of doing something, and this happened to me, And I kind of looked at it, I said, you know, that's not very nice. And he looked at me and goes, fuck off.
Yeah.
Now what do you say to that?
Yeah.
You say to the mother, and you're the bad person.
Yeah.
Excuse my English. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but that's exactly.
Right. It was a little bit choppy. It was a little bit choppy, but I understood, and I think our viewers actually understood. It was a little bit choppy. So yeah, we got a message actually on board. If the moderator just wants to pop actually on for the mic. Now this is actually a message from Kelly Sanders. If the moderator would like to just read about the second message from Kelly, that'd be wonderful. All right. Well, fine. Then we're going to go with the first one, actually, from Kelly. So, moderator, like to pop on, please. Now, was that no saint or a saint? Okay.
He was no saint. No, he wasn't. But he was a man, really.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So.
Really? I'm not perfect.
Well, I wish I was, same with you, but hey, we're not perfect. So. Yeah.
You know, I think being perfect is kind of boring, really. You know, this way, because we're not perfect, we can do a little sin, if you will.
Yes. So.
Just my thought.
Alrighty. So.
You go
do you
first.
want to lead tonight? Okay, all right. That's what I was waiting for. All right, so Kelly, the cards I'm using tonight are not Oracle cards. I am using tarot cards this week. I got both cards in. So what we're going to do is we're going to look actually at 3 different cards. So the way it's 3 messages coming across all together. The first one, though, this card is an upside down one, right? And it is actually 9 of Wands. So hopefully you guys can see that with no glare. But that one there has a gentleman sort of, it's an upside down card, he's waiting and all that. All right. So since your father did come to you in a dream, yeah, spirits can actually come to us in different forms, different way messages altogether. So he did come to you. Now, since that card was upside down, all right, there's no waiting for messages, all right. And now that one there is, since again though upside down, and it is the Knight of Wands, and the person was actually outside of a location of what we can see there, sort of waiting and all that. All right, we don't need to wait. We know what the messages are before we actually get them. All right, so that's what I'm getting from that one there. Right, it's don't be waiting, go forward. Right. Even though he came to you actually within the dream, go forward for what you want to do for yourself. The next one, though, I got those 4 cups. All right. And that one there does show directly to you, somebody waiting around, giving directions and everything else. All right. So this one here to me is representing, though, since the person is waiting in the chair with everybody around, you have your own direction. You know which way you go with yourself. All right. So again, though, is your father's, since your father did say though that he's not a saint, basically though, I think that's representing though for you in a different way though, is saying, hey, go forward with your own life. That way you can actually go forward altogether. Last one I got those it's an upside down card again. No, this is 8 of Cups. All right. This one here is showing actually a young chap climbing aboard for a plane. The parents or the elderly are actually there at the bottom waiting. And it's upside down card, right? You know exactly which way your direction is. You don't need to say goodbye. You've already said goodbye in a certain way. You can move forward with your own life without people waiting for you. You move on in your own direction. So that's what I got. All right. So go right ahead.
My turn?
Yep.
Well, first of all, the message that your father gave you, I believe you said he is no saint. I am no saint. That kind of opened it up, and I'm thinking he's telling you, first of all, he wasn't I use this term lightly, the hero that you thought he was, or the dad that you thought he was. But that's, when I get to the cards, I will give another explanation with that. But he's also kind of telling you that it's okay to let loose. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You can go out and raise a little Cain, if you will, or raise a little hell. That's okay. You're allowed. You can do that. And you will be forgiven if you do something really bad, which I can't see that happening. But go out and have some fun. And if it's a little bit on the side, that's okay. You're allowed. So I pulled up 4 cards. And it's interesting because I have 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, the first card I pulled up is the 10 of Swords. And that's not exactly a happy card. I mean, 10 swords in a person's back is not a good sign. But there's more to that card. The next card I pulled up was the 11, or Justice. You'll notice she is also holding a sword. The next card I pulled up is the 8 of Swords. And that one I will also tell you is an indication that he is talking to you, that it's okay to do a little bit of fun. You will be given choices, and sometimes the choices may not be the best, but you will always have the choice to walk away. Just remember that. And the last card I pulled up was the 9 of Cups. And that is your father sitting there. And that is a happy card. And I think that's him telling you, don't worry about it. He may be no saint, but he's in a happy place. And when you pass, also, you will be in a happy place. And that's the only happy card of the whole 4. But I looked at the Justice, and it's like even though it looks like Justice is apparently a man, but in this case, it looks more like a woman. And it's like justice will be out for all, or justice is there for all. And no matter what you do, there will be consequences, but the consequences will not be that great if you admit them. And I think that's what he's trying to tell you. Don't be afraid to do something. And if you do make a mistake, or you do something that's not quite good, admit it. Because once you admit it, you release the negative energies. Positive will come towards you. That's what this one is about. All the swords around you, if you walk straight forward, you won't have to worry about the consequences. And this one, like I say, the 10th sword, that one is telling you that despite everything, just remember, it only takes 1 sword to kill a person, not 10. So watch yourself, be kind, which goes along with your father's statement about, I'm not a saint, but he was a kind man. He was a good man. And that's what Justice is also telling me. He was a good man. You will notice that Justice is holding the sword upward. So it's a way of saying he's given a pass. He has passed the test, and you will too. And be a little fun every now and again. That's okay. You're allowed to do that.
Be quirky like us. So
quirky.
Yes.
Mildly.
All right. Now Kelly actually did put something down when we were talking about children. It's moderate. I think she did. All right, I'm being told no. So we're going to go actually on to the next reading. And this one here is from Cheryl. The moderator would like to pop actually on.
Yeah, we're both shuffling here.
Yeah. So. Well, what comes in store for you, Cheryl, right now? Snow, snow, snow. Go back behind, grab that shovel. Behind the shed.
Hey, we had snow today.
So we'll see what the. Yeah, same here. So. But yes,
Wasn't very much.
For us, though, we did have a bit. The first bunch that we had originally, which was actually wet snow. So, and it didn't stay that long. So, all right. So again, I'm going to pull a couple cards for you. Eva, if you're ready, you can reach for Cheryl. So again, though, is Cheryl, what's basically in store for her?
Wow. Well, the first card I pulled up was the Queen of Cups, who I always liked the Queen of Cups. She has a very gentle, quiet demeanor, but you really don't want to mess with her. She can be she can be mean. I don't want to say mean. She can be forceful. Next card I pulled up was the Three of Swords. Yeah, that's okay. And the Five of Swords is the next card. And the last card is the Ace of Swords. And it's kind of interesting. I'm pulling up all these swords tonight. I think that's a leftover from the eclipse. Like I say, the Queen, you don't want to mess with her. She is a kind and gentle soul, but don't cross her. And the Three of Swords, the Queen is you, but the Three of Swords, sorry, I didn't mean to flash everything there. A lot of people say it's a very bad card, but I say no, it's a very good card because you're going away from the storm. If you'll notice, the storm clouds are in the back, not the front. The rain is behind, not in front. And this is telling you, despite all the bad things that have been happening in the past, you're clear of it. You're moving into a new area and you're moving away from the storm, away from the hurt, away from the negativity, however you want to put it. The next card I'm pulled up, like I said, was the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is kind of interesting because it's telling you that despite the fact that everybody is turning their backs on you, they're not really. They're laying down their swords. They're through with all the negativity. I'm getting that there's a lot of negativity that's surrounding you as looking, and you're moving out of it. That's what, and of course, then we have the Ace of Swords, which is a new cycle for you. So you're moving out of this one that's been bothering you for quite some time and I'm seeing good things. I'm seeing good things happening. I don't know that there's a job change, but there's something that's happening at work that's going to be giving you maybe more responsibilities, new responsibilities. I'm not really sure. And I'm not even sure if it's a job. It just may be a life change that you're making. And you will be given more be taking more responsibilities, which is a good thing. And just keep your resolve. Don't let them tell you you can't do that, or let them tell you we don't think you have the wherewithal, because you do. On the outside, you might look like this sweet, innocent child. On the inside, you're just this feisty little woman, just don't do that to me. So that's what I'm getting. And like I say, you're moving into a whole new area in your life, and it's going to be good. I get good feelings from it. Your turn.
Okay, all right. So Cheryl, what I've got though is I got 4 different cards. The cards I've been using for you right now are the Oracle cards. They're the Native Spirit cards. So the first one that I got though is the Eagle Medicine. All right, really beautiful card though. It's actually an eagle overlooking the mountains and all that. So with the past, so basically though, is the like eagle looks out for everybody. All right. So again, those in the past so that you were looking out for everybody directly. But right when it came to you, you were more free spirit. At times, though, that you were taking care of certain things, sometimes, though, you weren't actually of yourself, of your cleansing of the spirit altogether. But for others, though, that you're always there for them. Now, within the present, though, sorry, like right now, this one here is a medicine woman or man. All right. So right there, though, is sort of like with Eva, though, is, all right, you've got that vicious women inside, which is awesome. All right, you want to make sure things go the right way. All right, but you're making sure though that things are going right for you with overseeing everything within the medicine woman. All right, that way you're actually controlling things and making everything go in the right way. The next thing though, that actually, which is the next card that popped up though, and this is the talking stick. All right. Seems like though that a lot of people are saying things around you, giving different suggestions actually all together. What this card is saying though is so that you want to be able to get that stick so the way one person is saying things to you at each time, not everybody coming to you all at once. So that with the talking stick though, again though, is you got to bring your foot down and say, hey, yeah, this is the way though it's got to be. Not everybody talking to me all at once, giving me different advices and everything else. You know your own self. And that goes back with the medicine woman card. So wait, everything's going the right way. Now, your major outcome of everything. All right, and this does deal with Eva's reading also. And it's the warrior of the heart. Your heart's going to be able to speak to you a lot more. You're going to be able to direct actually yourself within the right direction, more than anybody else is actually willing to actually help you out with. You're going to go in your own proper direction and go forward from there. So, all right. So Kelly did type something in. All right. And again, those we were talking about children. So if the moderator wants to get the portion for Kelly. But yeah, if moderator can't find it, I can actually see it on my screen. Can you find it, moderator? All right. So again, though, what Kelly was saying though is what we were talking about for children. And don't worry, Chrissy, we're going to get to you very shortly. Kelly was typed in what I was saying about the children is that they live what they learn. So it's true though. So with children being bullies, it's true though, because a lot of parents are not teaching their children the right way. I know back in my day, so we're going back to the 70s and 80s. So yeah, I'm going to say how old I am. So the 70s, 80s, there was a lot of programs actually geared towards family. Nowadays, I'm finding well, flipping throughout the channels, there's not a lot of things geared towards the families nowadays. So, and what do you have to say about that, Eva?
Well, I agree with you, and I go back to the, I go back to the 50s. I go back to the 50s. I admit it, and the way we were raised, my brothers, sisters, and myself. My parents were I wouldn't say very religious in the sense of, being very dogmatic, but more like you will go to church and you will go to Sunday school. And which is what we did. And as long as my father's rules were, as long as you put feet under that table to eat our meals, you will go to church. I have never been a big one on organized religion, but I do see so many children not taught the morals that we were taught. And I think part of it is because they don't have a religious input. And I'm not trying to say we need to have more religion. That's not it. If anything, I'm happy to see some of this whole religious thing being kind of more ethereal type thing. And I've had more people say to me, well, I'm raising my children spiritually. And they have no clue what it means to be spiritual. Nothing. And I think that's a big thing. They are not taught right from wrong. I mean, look at and as a side note to this, I do have to say there are good kids out there.
Yeah.
My mother, she is 92 years old, and I was putting gas in the car, and she said, I'll go in and take care of this. Now, it was a cold, kind of slippery kind of place. And I saw these young men walking in. I'm just like, oh God, because they were dressed like summer day. And the next thing I know, one of them is walking out with my mother, making sure she gets to the car and doesn't slip. Now, you tell me, there are still good kids out there. So don't misunderstand me, but so many of them are not taught this, are not taught how to respect. And so many of them are taught that there are no consequences for their actions. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. It just upsets me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting depressing here.
No, you're not depressing. It's true though, because right where I was just recently working though, it's basically geared towards the elder. Elder can be actually any age. It doesn't matter if you're young, you're still an elder. Anyway, so our store, so could have been actually doing a little bit better with their products. If they were gearing towards the younger generation, things would be brought in more with people coming in. But the thing though is, I had one lady though, while I was working at this company, and anyway, so she turned around and she was criticizing everything. I was going to say it to her, but I didn't say it though. Is okay. You're not happy. Why you're here? Think positive. She looked at me. She looked at me and says, "Well, why are you so cheery?" I was like, "Because I'm happy to be actually here, not working, but actually I'm happy to be here on this plane of Earth." You can. What I always say though is, if there's anything negative, you can always turn it positive. It's like sort of like what has happened today with my family. All right, Trevor and I, we were actually at an event today, a Murdoch Mystery. For those that don't know Murdoch Mystery, check it out on YouTube. It's a great Canadian television show. It's actually in season 16. But anyway, so we were at the event. I wanted to go right from there to the hospital to see the family member that was in the hospital to find out the truth. So basically, I was taking that negativity that I got this morning, turn that positive to find out the truth information is always best off. You can never ever do anything negative. Again, though, it's like what Eva was saying though. There's children though that actually are 50-50. Some are good, some are bad. But the thing though is they have to be shown the proper love. And how can we do that? Shine ourselves a little bit brighter. So.
Well, that kind of goes back to a discussion I had with a friend about, it's probably the beginning of summer, and we're talking about kids and her grandchild, and I can't remember was this boy or a girl, but her grandchild, they were her and the I don't remember how this went. The grandchild was with a significant other. They weren't married, but they were having a child together. And my friend was very worried about the whole thing because these two kids, although they both were in their 20s, it's like, I don't know if they're going to be able to handle having a child. They just don't know what it means to have it. And I think it's very true. I think a lot of people have no concept of what it means to raise a child these days. And with the way the internet is and all this crap that's on there, where's the good and where's the bad? Where do you draw that line? Because like I say, there are no consequences anymore. There are no you're not responsible for your actions. It doesn't matter. All right, so I did this, big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little. I think
it's
my
all
blood
right.
pressure is going up. Let me get.
All right. So we have a question actually from Chrissy Dawn. All right, and she's actually right now watching us. She sent the message not actually on through YouTube, because she actually has some. She's actually on a tablet right now, so she sent it through Facebook directly for us. She's actually there with Damien, her little boy, watching. She wants to know basically though is what does the future actually hold for both of them?
For who?
For both her and her son Damien. Since we're talking about children right now, about self-image.
Ooh.
Ooh, I just had a card pop up.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah. So after this though, we're gonna go for a short little break, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit more about self-image.
You know, I have to say this. I was saying this as you were talking. I'm getting all whatever about these about children. I never had children, so I don't know what it's like to raise children either.
It doesn't matter though. As if you're an aunt or an uncle, you're still basically classified as sort of like a parent, not a full parent,
Okay.
but you're sort of classified actually as a parent. All right, so I'll let you lead.
All right. It's kind of interesting because I told you all the other cards were going swords. I still have a sword, the 5 of Swords, which I had drawn before. But the first card I drew was the Star. The second card was Death. And don't freak out. It doesn't mean what you think it means. The third card was the 5 of Swords. And the fourth card was the Lovers. I'm trying to get it so you can see it there. And generally, when I am using the Rider Waite type deck, and generally when you draw all the major arcanas, big moves in the life or big event in life or big whatever. And I know a lot of people get very upset about drawing the Death card. And it's not, like I say, I don't read it as a death card. What I read it as, the death of your way of life. The Death card is changes from outside in. The Devil card is changes from outside or inside out. The Death card, and the example I used is you lose your job. Now live with it. You had no control over it, but you're having to change, make a big change. As opposed to the Devil card, which is changes from the inside out. You know you have to give up smoking, but until you do it, it's a problem. Okay, so that's why I say don't get all upset. And the fact that you asked about your son, I think that's why I'm pulling up so many of the major arcana, which are the big changes. I know he's not that old. I think he's like 5 or 6, is it?
He's actually 2.
2, okay.
Yeah, but he acts like he's 5 or 6.
He's a precocious little boy. He knows how to get his way about things, and he does it nicely. He's not a brat. But he is moving into that time of life where there's going to be big changes. And I think that's what this is going on. Work with him and make sure that he knows the right from the wrong on things. Make sure that he knows how to deal. And that's kind of what lovers are all about, is dealing with other people and finding friends type thing. Oh, that's interesting. Right underneath that is the sun. And in the Rider Waite, it's always a child on the horse, the sun. I find that interesting that's the next one down. So again, we get into the major arcana. You are going to you're going to be a typical mother and worry about many things that your son is going to go through. And the thing is, I'm getting that your son is a very old soul. He's been around many times. You're still a part of his family. No matter how many times you go around, you're still part of that soul group that travels together. And because he is an old soul, he will know things that kids his age shouldn't know. And you're going to have to deal with that, because he's going to come on your terms or on his terms. And you're going to have to say, no, that's not how you do that. Even though he knows he's right. Even though he's not, but he knows he's right. So in the next couple years, I'm going that he's going to be going to school, of course. And once he gets there, he's going to kind of exert his superiority, if you want to put it that way. And you're going to have to learn to work with him on that. It's going to have to come from the outside, build the inside. That's what this death card is all about. Not to kill the spirit, but to make the spirit learn what is right and what is wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm trying to, sometimes I get onto these things and I start babbling. I'm seeing good things happening. I don't see another child yet. And I'm not even sure if there is going to be another child. I'm just not picking up on that. I think your child is going to be on the artistic side. Please don't kill that in him. I'm not sure if it's going to be drawing, music, writing. It's going to be one of those things, but he's going to be, even from a young age, he's going to be good at it. And some days you're going to feel like all those swords are really heavy. Just know you have lots of spirit guiding you, lots of spirits around you, and you've got lots of good energies. Okay, your turn.
Okay, all right. So Eva picked up to do with Damien. Mine, though, Chrissy, is basically straight general. I know that Eva and I, we both know that you've just gone through a lot with your mom and vice versa. But anyways, so let's get on with reading. So the reading I got for you, though, is, again, though, I'm using the Native Spirit cards for you. The first one that I got, though, is the talking stick. All right. So with the talking stick, though, is this one here. You always wanted to be more heard. This is with somebody, though, that's actually within your family. I'm not going to say who. It's ever you probably already know who it is, but you always wanted it to be actually heard. The talking stick, though, you feel like though you never got a chance actually really to hold it growing up. But your chance, though, is going to shine a lot brighter. You can sort of see that sun actually in the sunset area, but that sun, though, is not setting. That sun is rising. So that way you're basically going to get that sun to rise a little bit better. That's going to be you. You're going to be able to speak a lot more within the family circumstance. The next one I got for you is an upside down card. And this one here is Eagle Medicine. All right. So with Eagle Medicine, though, this is to do with your son, though. Your son, Damien, though, yeah, things are going to actually happen medical-wise. But don't worry, things are going to go a lot stronger. All right. And Things are going to work out a lot better. That card, though, the legal medicine, though, is he's not going to be really dealing with medicine, but he's going to grow a lot stronger, actually, altogether. The next one, though, I got, though, sort of deals with medicine, but this one here is the medicine bag. All right? You're going to be able to carry around certain medications with you throughout the next year time period. This medication is going to help you a lot better, so that way you can grow a little bit stronger. But it's going to be natural herbs so that you're going to grow with and carry with you. The first card, though, that actually I did shuffle for you, that did pop out, and it's funny because I was thinking about your mom. Ancestor forest. So the ancestor forest, all right? Forests will actually always grow stronger. Things die down and regrow back in pretty much in the same location, all right? So that's with trees or with actually the greenery in there. Now the thing though is what your mom is, what I'm trying to get from this card though is, since your mom, it's the first person I was thinking about while I was actually shuffling and popped out. Mom is saying, don't worry. Things are going to grow a little bit stronger, a little bit more better. Each time though that anything within the forest, so, and whenever it dies down, it does come back stronger. So you are going to be able to come back a little bit stronger, especially you and Damien. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. And this is from our sponsors. So, yeah, please stay tuned.
He mentioned publicly that he liked the shows on T&E. We are thrilled that he came on board for Hotel Paranormal.
Well, we approached T&E. We knew that T&E had such a great success with the more sort of straight paranormal, ghost hunting, haunting genre.
And I am the founder of Spectrum Paranormal Investigations here in the UK. Also a television presenter on Paranormal Captured and The World's Most Unexplained as well.
And he's the one that told my mother the story of Bathsheba. So for Lorraine Warren to just pluck that out of nowhere was fascinating.
There's a funny fat man in a silly red suit, stuck in the smoke hole of our teepee.
As kids, they told us to follow our dreams, but the minute we started chasing them, they told us we were being unrealistic, told us to think about our future, said it was too late for us, and passions don't pay bills. But what they didn't know is that dreamers make their own victory.
Back. All right, well, welcome everybody. Yeah, so again though, is like that promotion was just actually indicating though that all right, that's weird though. We're actually showing the opening. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah. All right, so yeah, so what I was just saying though, that we will be taking an event actually in Guelph on December 10th. Again, though, so do check out our Etsy store. Our Etsy store, some products are actually 40% off. Eva does have some products with us. So, Eva, you want to sort of let people know what your products are?
Yes, they're energy bundles. At least that's what I call them. And I have some right here. I didn't know I was going to be showing them. Or I would have.
Dory, you can describe them.
Well, they're not that far away. Like this one is for luck, good luck, and it comes with, of course, any other time I can just zip it right open.
It happens usually like that.
You get a little bag, like this. And in that bag are 5 different, I'm trying to get it so,
Yep.
5 different crystals or stones, or there's all kinds of different names that you put on them. They're on a thread. You can cut the thread. And in each little bag, I also have a little thing that tells you what the bag is all about, what the stones do, and an affirmation that goes with it. In this case, it's for good luck, and it's like, I am open to all the abundance the universe sends me as I move towards prosperity.
So
that's my energy bundles. And I am working on one right now, and it's slow. For some reason it's slow, but I'm also making sure that it turns out good. Yep. And it's for the medicine wheel. So you get the thing, there'll be 4 little bundles, one in red for the east, yellow for the south, black for the west, and white for the north.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I have on there.
So that's what Eva has in our Etsy store. Plus, also we have brand new merchandise actually on there. But let's get back to the discussion. So, how can people really be able to grow themselves a little bit stronger and get their light shining a little bit more brighter, so the way they can move in the right direction? That's what we're going to talk about next. And again, those, if you guys want some readings, feel free to type them in. We would love to actually get some more readings for you. So, for myself, though, from growing up in the past, since I said it in the first part, I was always bullied. What I've done, though, is I've actually taken that negative, all right, and twisted it to the positive. I've turned around and I've said, how can I grow stronger? Now, from my years of what I've gone through with my life has not been rainbows and flowers and everything else. I have turned around and I've said, how can I take my experience and help others? For myself, though, I've actually kind of opened up my doors to the way at times, though, is if you do need help, encouraging. That's the main thing, encouraging, right? I can sort of suggest to you what I've done in the past and how I've worked through there. That's one way, though, that we can do altogether. Another way, though, that I've done in the past, though, is I've helped out with our regional food bank. I've helped out with our soup kitchen. I got to be well known within the community. There are times, though, that people will see me, they'll say hi, whatever. But the thing, though, is I try to keep a distance between that, so when people can't fully get in. That way, it can sort of help them out, but be able to move on. Even with mental health, right? I'm open to discuss about mental health, right? I'm there, sort of like a peer support worker for you. So that's how I shine bright. Now, Eva, what do you do?
Well, I wish I could say I did the same thing you did, but I didn't. I actually turned more inward than outward. Yeah. And it wasn't until I was away from my hometown and I was in college, and it was there that my abilities, my psychic abilities really began to grow. And with that, I managed to find teachers, or I shouldn't say managed, I was put with teachers that helped me to really see who I am. And I still struggled for some years to truly understand what it meant to be Eva. And it wasn't until I ran into a couple, Millie Sheldon Blazier, who helped me find the spiritual side. And it was there that I finally allowed myself to be myself, who I am. And after that, it just kind of took off. I got jobs in the creative arts, actually it'd be graphic arts. I found my niche there. I also was able to develop and get into a lot of the paranormal stuff metaphysical stuff. And I was able to grow from there and to use my talents and abilities and to realize that this is who I am. And if you don't like it, go stick your head in a pail of water. I didn't care because it didn't matter. I learned that the most important thing is how I look at me and how not to become arrogant, how not to become a narcissistic bitch, if you'll pardon the expression. And it took a lot, but I succeeded. And I was able to forge myself into somebody that people were drawn to because I learned to love myself. And that was what the one lesson was that I had to learn. And that's what I did.
Yeah. So
which also led to other things.
Yeah. So basically, though, it doesn't matter what you do. Take that negativity, twist that negativity, turn it more positive. That's the best way to do. So if I can get this recorder working, I have a recording. So hopefully you guys can hear it through the little mic I'm using. So hopefully you guys can hear it.
The strength of your character. The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. You can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
So for those that didn't catch who that was, that's the former actor that did Monster. He was talking with his son. His son was bullied, and it's true though. Doesn't matter what you look like or whatever. It's the size of your heart. So
well, like I was like my friends taught me, it's not the jar, it's who you are.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I would work with these kids is you've got to love yourself. And from what I've seen with a lot of these children is they don't have a lot of stuff love because there's never been anybody there to give it to them. But I have faith. I have belief. There are still a lot of good kids out there with a lot of good parents. And for all the bad kids that we hear about, there must be 10 or 12 that are you don't hear about, but they're doing good things.
Yeah.
I have hope.
Yeah. So it's always best off, even if you see somebody living on the street or whatever, don't judge them. What would you do if you were in their shoes? So we're going to close off with that. But thanks a lot to everybody that's actually taking part tonight. Check out actually Haunting Live website for Etsy. If you can't find the website at all, go through for the Etsy website, go through hauntinglivepodcast.com. That way you guys can be able to find that a little bit easier. Again, though, Eva's got stuff on it. We got a lot of new merchandise. And for the people that are actually in Ontario, we hope to see you actually on December 10th, actually in Guelph, Ontario. So from us to you guys, get your light to shine bright. And we'll
I keep thinking of that song. Let it shine. Little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I can't think of
yeah. so yeah.
Drawing a blank.
No, I know exactly what song you're talking about. So, and you said it right. Said it right. Let my light shine bright. So again, though, we'll hopefully see you guys next week. You guys have a wonderful week, and hopefully we don't get much snow down here in Southern Ontario. From us to you guys have a wonderful day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.